Hello! I decided to do something new and beneficial for all of you. So this is the first video in a series to help you work on arm balances and inversions. It was requested of me that I do more arm strengthening, but there's gonna be also some core and other aspects and exercises thrown in there. But this will be a week to week. I'll post once a week with a series of exercises, and I would recommend that you practice them at least 3 times a week and tag me in some posts if you post anything about your progress or how your arm balances or inversions are looking. So we'll get started with the first week of videos. We're going to start on our back. And your first exercise is to have your arms by your sides to start out. Lift up the feet off the ground, squeeze the low belly and squeeze the inner thighs. Squeeze your pelvic floor like you're doing a Kegel exercise. On the inhale, kind of relax all those muscles. On the exhale, tone them up some more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take your legs just a wee bit further away from you to at least a 90-degree bend. Now, on the exhale, pull it in using just your core. Inhale, back out. Exhale, squeeze in. Get as close as you can. Don't be afraid of shaking. And inhale, back out. Exhale. Don't forget the pelvic floor. Inhale. Spread through the toes. Exhale. If you want to challenge this some more, the arms can go up and overhead like you're doing a handstand. So you can flex the wrists. Pull it in. Curl into a tight little ball. If you want to make it even harder, you can elevate the arms and the head off the ground. And on your exhale, try to kiss your knees with your head. You want to do this until you really start to shake and fatigue. You shouldn't feel this in your low back. So when you're done with this exercise, do your last one and plop. Oh my goodness. Now, if you have blocks, grab your 2 blocks, or you can use any 2 objects just as long as they're not very heavy. Grip like so, or you don't even have to use something in your hand. Arms straight up towards the ceiling. And we're just trying to lift the shoulders off the ground. Keep the head down and lower back down. Notice how it's a little clunky the first few rounds. It's hard to get this elevation, and then when you drop, they tend to plop. So as you can, as you get more used to it, smooth it out. Very slowly up, push, push, push towards the sky, and even slower down. Think about the shoulder blades flapping like wings, and that might help you. Keep breathing. This is more fine-tuning of your muscles, getting some more neuromuscular control. But after you've done this for a few weeks and it feels smoother and more controlled, you can start adding some more weight. All right, get rid of your objects. Feel free to do more of those on your own. Again, you just want to do them to fatigue until you start kind of holding your breath, and that's when you'll know that you've lost the control over the exercise and it's time to move on. Rock on up. Come around to all fours. And we're gonna do a similar exercise here. So this would be your second set. A little harder with more body weight, but we've got gravity to help us and to add weight. So in all fours, squeeze each fingertip into the mat. Firm your belly. And it's like cat-cow, right? So you might want to do a couple of those to just orient yourself and focus on what the shoulder blades do in your cat-cow. When you're belly low in cow, the shoulder blades kind of squeeze together. When you round in cat, the shoulder blades spread apart. Now, come back to the middle. Keep your hips still and your head still. Just do the flapping of the shoulder blades. So you're going to slowly lower the chest closer towards the floor and then push the ground away, round, just like we did on the ground. This should be similar feeling, and it'll get easier the more that you do it. Push the ground away, and then create a valley between the shoulder blades. Nothing is really changing in your hips. You're just pushing the ground away, and then slowly releasing that. Imagine squeezing a quarter or something between the shoulder blades. Try to scratch that itch between the shoulder blades. And then press away like your angry cat back, but just in the upper back. Let's do like 2 or 3 more. These are called scapular push-ups. Definitely very relevant to your arm balances. And inversions are arm balances as well, so they're relevant there. But essentially, we're working on the control of all the tiny but strong muscles around the shoulders, around the shoulder blades, so that when they work well, we are less prone to injury and we're more prepared for these complicated yoga postures that demand a lot out of our bodies. All right, now come down to your belly and make a W shape with your arms. So your elbows will be tucked in towards your sides a little bit. And just watch this first round, okay? So I'm gonna put my forehead on the ground. And then, as you're doing this exercise, notice what's happening at the very base of your neck, in your upper traps, the very top of your shoulders, base of your neck. If that bulges up and seems to squeeze first, we've got to work on relaxing that. What we want to squeeze instead is our shoulder blades down and towards each other, coming into a V shape along the same line that your elbows are making right here in the W shape. So we're mimicking the direction of the fibers of your lower trap, and we're moving along the direction of those fibers to help the lower trap squeeze. We want the lower trap to work, not so much the upper trap. The upper trap is where we carry all our tension. So pay close attention. Watch as I do 1 or 2. We're going to start by keeping the head down and lift up the arms by squeezing between the shoulder blades. You do not have to lift them very far at all. Now, did that happen in the upper trap, or did that happen between the shoulder blades and the rhomboids? We should be working the rhomboids and the middle trap, squeezing shoulder blades together, just like we just did. And then lift the elbows. Suck the elbows a smidge towards your side as you keep your belly firm, as you press the tops of the feet into the ground. And this will be way harder than you think. So, to review before we do it together, keep your head down, squeeze between the shoulder blades actually even before you lift your arms, then lift, relax upper trap, shoulders down off the ears, pull the elbows in towards the sides. and hold it for about 5 seconds or longer and drop. All right, let's do it together. So drop your head. Arms in a W shape by your sides. That means we're not straight up from the shoulders. The elbows tuck in by the sides a little bit. Hug the pubic bone down into the ground, tops of the feet into the ground. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Lift the hand. Lift the elbows. Suck the elbows down towards the sides. You should feel this pinching at the lower part of the shoulder blade and down the back. If you're feeling it in your low back, engage your core. Your low belly. Drop that down. That's 1. Squeeze between shoulder blades. Relax upper trap. Lift hands and elbows. Nice and slow. We're not looking to lift the weights. We're not looking to do anything crazy. Just crazy controlled. Drop it down. That's 2. Let's try 3 more. Squeeze between shoulder blades. If you need to touch upper traps, make sure they're relaxed. Release, massage. Lift hands, lift elbows. Elbows tucked down towards your sides. Don't pitch into the low back. Keep squeezing the belly. Keep breathing. Let it go. Take a good breath. 2 more. Exhale, squeeze between the shoulder blades, pinching them straight towards each other. Lift hands, lift elbows. Suck elbows towards sides, like in a Y shape. Pull the elbows in, or in a V. I guess a V would be better than a Y. And let it go. 1 more time. See if you can do it on your own. Okay, let it go. Push up. You might want to stretch that out with a quick child's pose. And then we get to the harder stuff. So if this doesn't work for you in dolphin, you can do a lot of this work on hands and knees. All right. So first we will set up onto the forearms and interlace the fingers. Now, a lot of people, when they start working on forearm stand, which is what dolphin leads into most commonly, they have their elbows really wide, like this. Suck them in to straddle your head. So they need to be squeezing in like they're squeezing a block or a grapefruit. Squeeze in. Keep the head lifted for this. Curl the toes under. Dolphin. You can start with the legs really far back, and we're working to push the ground away. Dig the elbows into the ground, and then slowly lower head towards the fist. Push the ground away. You're only going to get like an inch of clearance, inch more, and then slowly lower. You could do the same on hands and knees. Push. Slowly lower. It's just like our scapular push-ups. It's just at a slightly different angle. This push is what we need to have to keep our neck safe in our forearm stand. All right, take a break and you can watch the next exercise and then we'll do it together. This is second to last one for this week. Same setup. Squeeze the grapefruit. Keep the head lifted for right now. Eyes gazing slightly forward might help the fear factor. And come up really high on the toes. If this is strenuous for your hamstrings, you're going to have to bend your knees a lot, but keep the tailbone lifted. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up as far as you can. Push the ground away. So strong with those elbows. Walk back. Walk back. Walk back. Drop. Take a break. several rounds of that. It always gets better the second or third time. Working on getting very compact. Don't start the next round until you have enough energy, you've caught your breath, your muscles aren't squeezing for dear life anymore. Gaze forward towards your fist with your eyeballs. You might start to feel your shoulders stack over your elbows, and that's ultimately where we want to be. Okay. If you got that, our last exercise for today is little kicks with the heel towards the bottom. So it's just adding on to that last one. You can do the same thing in more of an all-fours position like this. Push the ground away and then heel towards your bottom. Drop. Heel towards your bottom. Drop. So that's what it would look like there. Or watch and then do. Walk forward, walk forward, walk forward. Sometimes I rest my forehead on my thumb just to relieve a little bit of the weight. Kick your heel towards your bottom. Kick your heel towards your bottom and try to hold it for at least like 2-3 seconds. Drop. All right, if you haven't tried it yet, try it with me. Kneeling version or from dolphin. Walk it up as far as you can. Push the ground away with the elbows. Bink. And bink. Drop it. I will tell you, if you're pushing the belly out to try to use the core, while you're doing that, you're going to have less space to get compact. So it's better to think about your transverse abdominis squeezing in like a tube of toothpaste, cinching in to make that space a little bit smaller so you can walk closer together. So you can keep doing that. Or if you do have a practice of forearm stand, I would definitely recommend doing it against a firm wall where nothing's going to fall on you, or a door where nobody's going to open it, or it's not going to fall open. If you don't have a safe practice of that yet, just keep practicing that dolphin, okay? Walk it up, walk it up, walk it up. Now, your gaze isn't forward anymore. You're looking back at your feet. Make sure you're squeezing those elbows in tight. Push the ground away. Push off the toes and bink. Heel towards the bottom. Maybe a little hop. Or bink the other one towards the bottom. And this pushing of the arm strength comes in when we try to get more weight off of our head. So if you were just watching and you're ready to try safely, it's also great to have a spotter if you can. Squeeze inner thighs. You can even just stay in more of a pike position. Push the elbows into the ground. I know it may not look like I have the elbows pushing into the ground, but trust me, they are. Okay. Great job for this week, guys. Take a lot of deep breaths, do a child's pose or so, and stretch out your neck. Be kind to yourself, drink water after this. Tag me in your posts. Go ahead and share this video, and I will see you next week to add on.